there near the end of the game. What do you have for me?
Yeah, I actually have both some zebra data and just a camera view. I think we're going to take 2 looks at this because I really enjoyed seeing in that match the kind of evolution now of a hybrid strategy start to come out and I think this was on our Blue Alliance actually with Vicotics. So we're going to take a really quick look, if you don't mind rolling that over there on your side.
Absolutely.
The zebra data here that I think I have in the right time spot where we see, well, maybe it'll, no.
Let me try changing the view here just a second. Which teams were you trying to look at there?
Let's
I can
look at
adjust
Cybears and Vicotics because I really like to see this defensive action start to play out. Oh, and I think we're in the wrong match now.
Let's get that drop down, and we'll take a look at the Cybears and Vicotics. We can adjust this data in real time to show what was going on the field. The last couple of seconds here, what were you trying to take a look at?
Yeah, let's just watch as Vicotics makes their way across the field. I love the fact that we can look, we can see on the camera what it looks like, but we can also see, if you want to go look at this on TBA, actually, can you roll that back just a little bit? This is that bumping around that we get to see in the middle of the field there. And you can go look at all this data later. And then I love being able to look at that, actually, if we roll the camera back. Hey, Mick, are we able to put that back to T-80 by chance? The magic word, drum roll. Yeah, right about there is good. This is where Vicotics, we got to see them move from, they started pulling their offensive strategy back out. We saw them running some cones. And when we roll this again, we'll see this is the moment they decided, you know what, earlier we were able to stop these cycles big time with these big collisions in the middle of the field. And they go after the Cybears at one point there. They actually they narrowly avoided Cybears getting flipped for the second time this weekend. They were going after the High Desert Droids there. Really, they pulled no punches as far as who they went after. And I love that mid-match pivot in strategy where we go, you know what, this isn't working. Maybe our offense isn't tuned back the way we want it right now. Let's go to what works. And we get to see all of that in the middle of the field there play out. I just love to see it.
Josh, if I could put you on the spot, why don't we go ahead and take a look at the final rankings now that we finish off our last match. I'll switch over to that screen for you and put it up here on the board. Once again, we're taking a look at the GA tool that we use back here behind the scenes to try to bring you the match data, and it's been updated now with your final match standings. Did you find anything interesting here about how this shook out? We looked at Stackbotics a couple of times, and I think we worked out basically right where they were predicting. Some pretty impressive predictive modeling they got over there.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing to me about our rankings is really that they were not stable until match 100. We had to get every single match in the books before this stabilized. We had a 7-way race for our 6 through 10 positions with so many great teams on that fight on the way in. I think every team that's in our top 8 has plenty of reason to be proud. That was a really long and well-fought qualification series. But even for our teams, in yellow here we see our 9 and 10 ranked teams. We kind of call those our bubble teams. If somebody picks within the top 8, then those 2 would be invited to be Alliance captains. But really, nobody even in our top 16 should be disappointed in where they came out. Really just an excellent all-rounder, and look at how tight those rank point averages are. If I look over here on the on the right column, right, we've got less than half a point of rank point average separating spots 3 through 8.
Right,
and actually, I think that applies all the way down to 10th. So 3 through 10. Less than half a point rank point average difference.
And it's actually interesting because 6, 7, and 8 are actually only decided by tie-breaking rules there. They all awarding the same average ranking point. You can scroll over and kind of take a look at what pushed them up and over the edge. Typically, the average qualification point, I believe, is the first thing to look at.
And that's actually what this one is. If we look at, so this is our 3-way tie there. And that was settled by average qualification score, I believe, adjusted to remove penalties.
Absolutely.
So just your clean match scores. And still only 4 points separating those. We've had so many high-scoring matches that, it's kind of like, oh, another 150-pointer? Okay, right?
Right.
And that level of competition is just incredible to see. And bluntly, I don't think you're going to see that at many districts running their district champs this weekend. So I think every team here in the Northwest has a lot of reason to be proud of these ridiculously high scores.
Yeah, I think the folks in the audience can take one moment to give themselves a big round of applause for once again making it to the district championships here in the Pacific Northwest. One of, if not the most competitive districts that exists in all of First. With that, I think we're getting ready out here on the field. Ayla and our tech director James working on getting those cones positioned for our top 8 seeds. We're gonna meet here in just a moment and hopefully finalize some really strong alliances. We'll see how many full grids we can finish out during our playoff mounds this afternoon.
And my fingers are crossed for the first in the world 193 complete match.
That would
we'll
be
see if we can see it.
Perfect match. All right.
See y'all in a bit.